really, really good. It probably helps that we've been waiting for 2 years on this, but that was amazing. Looking forward to have a lot more of these. They do have kind of a little bit of a scuppernong taste, but it wasn't overly strong, which is good because I'm not a huge scuppernong fan. I like them, but not when they're super, super strong. This is really good. I'm thinking this might be a Carlos. Dean Family Acres. First impression of Ruby Chris is excellent. It does still have a little bit of muscadine flavor. I've heard some people say that it tastes completely like table grapes, and I don't think that's true at all.
Yeah, not as much flavor as I'd like. I like a little bit more robust flavor.
Yeah, if you're looking for a muscadine flavor, this is not it. But in regards to people who don't like muscadine flavor, I think this would be a favorite.
Yeah.
Hey guys, this is Supreme, and we're gonna try it and just see exactly how it is. This is the one vine that for us, when we got some bare root from Ison's, that did not make it. I think it's probably as no fault of our own, because before that we planted over there, we didn't water a whole lot, but the other three did make it. So let's see exactly how these are, because we hear wild reviews about Supreme. I will make note, you notice how large that berry was, or that fruit was. We've noticed today that if they're very, very large, a lot of times they kind of almost have something around the seeds that I just personally don't like. It kind of has a little bit of a different texture. So other than that, I'm plenty happy with the flavoring. Not a huge fan of that. It's almost like a veining that's right around the seeds. And it could just be that I went for the biggest one that was there, because that's what we tend to do. Let's check out something else now. All right guys, so we're going to enjoy a palk now. We also have one of these planted this year. We actually planted it on a fence line that we have. That does not receive a ton of sun right now. We're working on thinning back some trees so that it does receive more sun. We've heard a lot of comments about comparing Supreme to palk. It's one of the reasons that we got those two. One thing of note, Supreme is female, palk is self-fertile. So if you're trying to kind of think through what you're going to plant where, those kinds of things, you definitely want to take that into consideration, especially if you're just planting it for your own personal consumption. Did not go for the biggest one this time. Let's see if it ends up, as we dodge bees, let's see if that ends up making it a little bit better berry or fruit. Definitely has more of a muscadine flavor than the Supreme. I would go for it, thankfully, because I've already purchased it, but excellent variety. Again, just a little bit of muscadine flavor, not overly strong, but just excellent flavor. One thing to note, we asked earlier why their vines are set up differently than Ison's in regards to coming up and forking in a Y or T pattern versus just coming up almost like an L, upside down L. And they basically said, we messed up. And they thought it would be a great idea because they had lost several vines because the fork actually split. And they have determined that that is not the way to go in regards to it being the inverted L, because by the time it reaches 20 feet long, which is what one of those can handle, it's just not able to evenly ripen that fruit. So it's just something to think about if you're kind of watching these videos and seeing, why in the world does their trellis look completely different? So that's why. All right, guys, we're gonna try yet another variety of muscadine. We're gonna try Lane, as we are here in Tifton, Georgia at the UGA Tifton campus. So let's check out a Lane. Oh. Pretty good, a little bit more of that muscadine flavor to it. This one had a little bit firmer texture to the flesh inside. Good flavor though. I'd recommend it if you have space. All right, guys, it's time to try yet another flavor here in Tifton, Georgia at the UGA Tifton campus as we try a different flavor of muscadines. We're gonna try a sweet mix, which we've heard a good bit about it on the web. Found one that had a little bit of a squish to it. I don't think that one was fully ripe. But it definitely stronger muscadine flavor to it. It's okay. It wouldn't be on my top list. Time for some Black Beauty. You're just June beetles. I don't know why I'm jumping. I guess he might have a friend in there. This one wasn't quite right, but I kind of like Black Beauty. I bet it'd be real good when they're fully ripe. There's that bunch I grabbed in, there wasn't a... Might have to add this one to the list. All right, guys, so we're gonna try Cowart. If you hadn't already checked out our other video here. All right, guys, so we've been waiting for 2 years now. 2 years now to taste a muscadine that came from our property that wasn't wild. And today's the day, so we're gonna try it. There is a slight surprise though, because these were labeled to be Cowart muscadines, and in reality, they're not. And here's why. A Cowart muscadine is a dark muscadine, and these are definitely not dark. So what do we have here? I'm not sure. These first two vines that we purchased actually came from the jockey lot, and we bought those and actually kept them in a pot for a while, and then finally planted them last year. And so it has been a long time coming for us to have some muscadines. We're super excited because there's about 20 on this plant. The other one over here on this side is not nearly as full. You can kind of tell that by looking at it. And it really didn't put on any fruit this year, and I really think that's because it was still trying to make its way down the trellis wire. This one here had done that. It was, I think, pretty much all the way to the end on both spots, either side. And just of note, these don't have the full 20 feet. I believe this one, you'll have to watch the video here to find out exactly how long it is, but I believe this trellis is approximately 24 or 26 feet total. And so we put 2 muscadines on here, so they don't have as much space, but it just ended up working out and being exactly where we wanted to put it. So now we're going to pick the first one, and we've kind of had our eye on a couple of these, and a couple of them are starting to get just a little bit soft. So we know that they're ready, so let's try these. So of note, the ones that we planted next on this trellis were actually supposed to be Carlos. So I'm wondering if there's a chance, and they're labeled Carlos, the tag's still there. I'm wondering if there's a chance that maybe this is a Carlos as well. Not really sure, but who knows, maybe that one's actually a coward. But either way, if they taste pretty good, they're not in a bad location. And we know we're going to expand where we've been putting those Ruby Crisp and some others up on the upper end. So let's taste this and see exactly how good it is. Really sweet. I'm trying to cherish this, y'all. Really, really good. It probably helps that we've been waiting for 2 years on this, but that was amazing. Looking forward to have a lot more of these. They do have kind of a little bit of a scuppernong taste, but it wasn't overly strong, which is good because I'm not a huge scuppernong fan. I like them, but not when they're super, super strong. This is really good. I'm thinking this might be a Carlos, and I'm gonna kind of try and do a little bit of research, but I'd love to hear you guys' feedback as we all learn a little bit more about muscadines. So y'all just follow along, and what we'll do now is I'll just let y'all see some footage of exactly how our vines are looking here in mid-August 2022. Y'all have a good one. Where we actually picked our first muscadine from that we've planted on our farm that was supposed to be coward, and you will notice really quickly that it definitely was not, and that's what we said before. So let's try and pick one of these. See, told you, completely different. Kind of glad that one I planted wasn't a coward. One I have, I think, might be a Carlos. We're gonna find a Carlos today and see exactly what those are. See if that's what we got. Keep following along, guys. We're gonna try out something different. Not sure if you notice anything different about this vine. Let me zoom in and let you see. Notice anything different there? That's right, completely different leaf shape. So that's kind of the unique thing. He did mention today that they are working to try and figure out if they can make these leaves kind of do that on some newer varieties, because right now Southern Home is the only variety that has this type of leaf. He said that a grad student with UGA has narrowed down exactly which chromosome that is that pulls that leaf, and it does not affect taste, which is absolutely amazing. So let's try and see exactly how Southern Home tastes. It's okay, traditional muscadine taste, very small fruit size, very small. But with that, at least to this point, we have not noticed the kind of different coating around the seed area. So might be an option for you. Y'all, we are in South Georgia, Tifton, and it is hot, if you hadn't noticed. This here is Lake Charles. Don't know of anywhere that you can purchase this. So this is rare and unique, to say the least. And it was one that when we kind of walked through and he was talking about it, I actually enjoyed a lot. So I wanted to come back by and try this one yet again. Maybe mark it down if we ever found it somewhere, or maybe someone had it cutting. He said that this actually came from someone before his time. He's been here since 2004 and actually donated this vine. So that's how they've gotten it. Again, the name is Lake Charles. Super thick skin. Not bad. It's not as good as I remember it when we came through the first time. The texture is a little different. Did you try one of those, Rob? Was the texture a little different?
I don't know about texture.
Might have just been one I got. You know what? Let's try another one. Texture is a little bit different, but the couple that I tried were right out, and we're in the middle of the day, getting cooked. That might affect things just a little bit, but the texture, I just don't like the texture. It's almost like a little chewy, you know, when you buy one of those steaks from the discount guy who comes around with his freezer. He's trying to sell those to you, and you try and cook it, and it's a little chewy. Kind of like that. Alright guys, so now it's time for us to try a jumbo, and we're going to try it. This is one that I did consider when we ordered from Ison's this past year. I'm going to let y'all see these. Jumbo. Super juicy, but not a lot of flavor. Almost has a little bit of a dry taste to it. I don't know that I recommend this one. Glad I didn't choose it. All right, y'all, this is Southland. Rob seems to think that it seems a lot like a traditional muscadine you might get out of the woods. I'd say that's what it's most close to, is just if you found one in the woods, pretty close to that. Not my professional. Not my preference, but he seems to like them. Alright guys, so now we're going to try Delicious. Pretty good. I don't know if you can see it or not, but this is kind of a little bit gross, but that's what I'm talking about in regards to that, around those seeds. When some of them are super large, the texture's kind of weird, but this one wasn't too bad. All right guys, so it's time to try Black Fry by Ison's. Tell you what, these June beetles and waspers. Black Fry. Thick skin. Otherwise it's all right. Nothing to write home about, but eh. Alright guys, so now we're going to try Ison. Decent fruit size. Now, Ison is not very large, but texture, it had a little bit of that surrounding the seeds. I don't know the technical term of it. But the pulp has a little bit of a chunk to it in the middle. And these are actually Shane from Kinfolk Farms, his favorite. If you haven't checked out his channel, go check that out here. He's a great guy. If you want to hear a lot of great muscadine content on YouTube, I definitely will follow him. Ison's is obviously the best to follow, then Shane, and then probably us. Not being boastful at all, just being funny. So Ison's is his favorite. I don't think it would be my favorite, but again, we all have different tastes. So let's keep trying. I told y'all there's tons of varieties here. It's hard to just decide which ones to try, and we're hoping that by the time we start riding home that we haven't eaten too many. So let's follow along. We were having a little bit of a discussion earlier. This Dixie Red that says Ison's, A couple of the guys said that they've had it before and it does not look like this. So I don't know if there's a miscommunication or just completely different in regards to vine. The guy was saying that these were just much smaller. So just something to think about. Don't know if it really means anything, but at least here, he said it really doesn't match. And he also said that they pulled every one of them up in their vineyard because they just didn't do as well as you would think. So I'm gonna skip over Dixie Red and Big Red from Ison for now. We're gonna try some other varieties and just see exactly what else we might find. Hey guys, we're gonna try late fry here at the UGA Tifton campus. And one of the reasons we want to try late fry is because these are one of the varieties that we actually have planted. We've heard mixed reviews on late fry. We've had one gentleman not too far from our house, within 10 miles, said it was the worst thing. He didn't like it at all. Then we've had someone else that was about 30 minutes away, 20 minutes away, that said it was their favorite. So we thought we might try it and just see what we thought, and we're also planting it at our house. So let's try it and just see how it is here. One comment of note, they did say that pretty much any bronze variety that you might have to spray them if you're going to do it on a large scale, that they do tend to get a little bit of this on there. So just FYI. It's good. Not overly strong on flavor, but I like it. Good choice, good choice. Traditional fry is over here, which I don't see many on right now, so we'll just keep moving. All right, now we're gonna try Granny Val and Pam. All right, y'all, so we've got Granny Val and Pam. Granny Val, I don't know if this is consistent, but dry stem scar, wet stem scar on Pam. So let's try Granny Val first. They did say earlier that Granny Val was one of the latest ripening, even later than late fry. Sweat is in my eyeballs, y'all. A little bit of that texture to the pulp on Granny Val, but not bad. All right, Pam. I like the flavor of that. Pam might have got on our list, y'all. I'm gonna try one more of those on the way. Next one that we're gonna go down and see is Sweet Jenny. And then on this other side over here, there's an actual Carlos. We want to see if it matches ours. So I'm gonna try one more Pam, and then there's a Sweet Jenny. Little tiny bit of wet stem scar. That one's texture was a little weird on the pulp. Pam's on the list, y'all. Pam is on the list. All right, y'all, Sweet Jenny is next. We're gonna try it, and then we're gonna walk around on the other side and check about Carlos. Man, can't have C-nut. A little bit different color. Sweet Jenny has got some scuppernong flavor. I'm gonna stick with Pam, y'all. Let's go check out this Carlos. Scarlet. Dixieland. Let's see about this Dixieland right here. Woo. All right, we're gonna eat and walk. Dixieland. Good, but just a lot of scuppernong-like flavor. That's Doreen. Look at my map. I think I'm lost, y'all. Place so big, I'm lost. I gotta walk all the way to the other end to get to my Carlos. Man, I can't read nothing. Y'all, I'm about to bust. Oh, look at this. Carlos, we found it. About to find out if this is what we got or not. My Carlos are bigger than this, but we also don't have this many on the vine. Let's try another one. This one may be a little more ripe. That's better. Do not eat Carlos underripe. To the gentleman who posted up on Facebook that he couldn't eat Carlos, if it tasted anything like that first bite that I just had, because it was underripe, I totally understand. But once you let these things ripen up, they're pretty good. This is not what I've got growing in my house though. My berries are a lot larger than this. And again, maybe it's because I only had 20 berries on my vine. Guys, I just saw the biggest hornet I've ever seen in my entire life. Every bit of that long. I'm not kidding. Not getting near that thing. All right, so we're gonna try Scuppernong and Hall. Let me just get my list. Scuppernong, Early Fry, Hall, Darlene are all on this row. So we're gonna try them all. First one, Scuppernong. One of the things they said about Scuppernong is that 25% of pretty much any muscadine we have now has this in its genetics. Pretty cool. They've come a long way since Scuppernong was the main variety. A little gummy. Flavor's good, but a little gummy. I definitely think I'll try some new varieties. All right, guys, we're going to Early Fry. Pretty good, still a little gummy. Hall and Darlene are next. All right, guys, so we're gonna try Hall. This is one that we do have a variety of at our place that we planted over on the dog fence. So let's see exactly what we can find over here. That was Hall. Pretty good. I think just being able to dive in there and get one that's just right, not overly ripe. All right, guys, gonna try Darlene. Darlene's a pretty good option too. Now, before we leave here, I've got one more we want to try and find, and that's one that's experimental, probably will never get released, but it was my favorite all day. So we're gonna try our best to find it, and then we're hitting the road and you're gonna find something nice and icy because it is hot, hot, hot. All right, guys, so this is it, our favorite of the day, and mainly because it honestly tastes like you're drinking a juice box. It's just super juicy, and I just feel like it just has so much juice in it. I just loved it. It is a cross of Early Fry and Terra. It's planted here in 2017. It says R3S2, so I think that's row 3, spot 2, and as you can see, we couldn't pick the ones that had the orange flags in between a certain area. They're kind of doing a study to see how much they put off, but right outside of the orange flags, we have an opportunity to pick our favorite for the entire day. How about that? This right here is the best, in our opinion, muscadine of the day. So, to all of you who have lasted this long on this video to see exactly what we've been doing in Tifton, Georgia, 4.5 hours away from home, we've been enjoying some great muscadines and having a great time just fellowshipping with a lot of different people. And one other thing we've done is enjoy way too many muscadines. So, here's to you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. Ring that bell like Mike Tyson did in the 1980s. And I hope that each and every one of y'all have a wonderful day. Man. This is so good. All right, Rob. How many pictures I got of myself, but need me to get you a few? Well guys, we're on our way home and we stopped at the Uncle Remus Museum just to check out a few sites here in South Georgia. Some would call this Central Georgia, but if you're from where we are, we would definitely call it South Georgia. So just having a good time, enjoying our trip, and hopefully each and every one of y'all have enjoyed this video. Don't forget to check out the other videos here or subscribe down here. Y'all have a blessed night. Thank you so much for watching.